I can't believe that I'm sharing this one with you guys already, but all right, I guess that's what I'm gonna do. All right, this is the good stuff. Here we go. Oh, by the way, I'm Brian from Valley Variety in a suburb of Phoenix, Arizona. You can check me out at vvphx.com. I'm also on Instagram at valley_variety, and I'm on TikTok at the same address. And I just started posting stuff there, so if you want to like and follow me there, that would be awesome. So, back in March of 2020, which is almost a whole year ago, when everything kind of shut down, I went through all my material and I said, what can I continue to perform in a way that is safe, in a way that is healthy, in a way that is sustainable? And one of the things that I looked at and I said, I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this anymore, was one of our favorite things.
Sponge balls. Sponge balls. Sponge balls!
We love these things. They pack small, they play big, you put them in somebody's hand, they open it up, a whole bunch of them come out. It's the best, right? It's a classic for a reason. But I also know that these are sponges, and kids' hands can get dirty. You know, they're wiping their noses or they're coughing. Hopefully now they're coughing into their elbows, but sometimes people still cough into their hands. And these things are gonna literally just soak up the disease and pass it from hand to hand to hand to hand. And that's not cool anymore. So in the before times, my sponge ball routine lasted about 4 minutes. It involved bringing 2 children up on stage with me, and I would do different sponge ball moves with each one, and that would be about a 4-minute routine. And it was great. And it's great for all the reasons that these sponge balls are classics, because it happens in the audience member's hand, and the greater audience gets to experience the magic vicariously through that one, or in my case, 2 individuals that I have up on stage with me. Now, I don't want to take away that magic. I don't want to take away what's special about that trick. But right now, for me, doing it that way, I don't consider that safe. Personally, I don't think it's safe for my audiences, and I don't think it's safe for me, my family, my community. Also, I'm doing a lot of online, virtual shows right now, and I can't put sponge balls in the hands of audience members when I'm working through the screen. So, back in March of 2020, as I was making my list, what can I do, what maybe can't I do right now, I looked at some of the things, and sponge balls came up on the list of what can I do a little differently? How can I change this routine a little bit and get what I need out of it? And what I did was I turned this into a 12-minute piece that I can perform online through this camera that gets kids screaming and yelling and having a fantastic time. And I can do this in real-life shows too, in-person shows, and I don't need to touch anybody and nobody needs to touch my props. I'm the only one that does. But in my opinion, these 12 minutes are even better than the 4 minutes that I had before. So I'm probably going to continue working this way, and I don't know why I'm sharing this with you, because I want to do it. It has everything to do with story, connection, and engagement. I'll give you a hint. I've showed you this prop before. This is a box. It's a little present box that we've just had in this house forever, and I started performing with it a few years ago. And so the question is, when I introduce it, it's a box! It's a box! Look at the box! Look at the box! It's a box! Right? So I talked about how I use space and proximity and size to make things more cartoony in one of my last videos. If you haven't checked it out, check out the whole playlist. All right? But what's in the box becomes the question. And the audience is very, very engaged about what could be in the box. Now, everything in my show, in my Mr. B show, starts with the letter B. So we know that something in the box, B is for box starts with B, is also going to begin with the letter B. So what I do is I have all these cards of things that begin with the letter B. You know, a bumblebee, a barn, a baseball bat, you know, all sorts of things. These big cards that I had printed up and laminated. And I do a you pick 2, I pick 1, I pick 2, you pick 1 force situation. So whatever we end up with is what's going to be in the box. So number 1, the kids care about what's in the box. It's a mystery. Number 2, they have some agency in figuring out what's going to be in the box. And instead of it just being a prediction, they're literally creating, right? They're manifesting what is going to magically appear inside this box. Well, you know what ends up being in the box? Guess what? It's a ball. All right, and it's a ball. So now I have the box ball, because ball starts with B. So not only do I have a box and a box ball. You know what else I have? I've got a bag. What's in the bag? Well, they're going to figure it out pretty quickly. It's also another ball. So I've got the bag ball and I have the box ball. Right now, both balls match. All right, so I've got yellow bag, yellow ball, and I have my box, which also has a yellow ball inside it. And I tell the audience that I'm going to switch the bag ball for the box ball and the box ball for the bag ball. And we have fun with that, right? They're both yellow. They can't tell when they switched, right? You get it? You see where I'm going with this? This is standard stuff. I'm not like breaking any molds here, all right? But I get, a few minutes out of, saying that this one's going to fly invisibly and it bounces off your head, boingity, boingity, boingity. It bounces all around the room, whatever's silly, whatever's fun. It hits me in the eye, whatever I want to do. And then it lands there, and then the other one goes back, and I show 2 yellow balls again. And the audience says, no! And they do all that. So I make them go back. All right, well then, what could maybe make it a little bit better? What could make it more interesting? Aha, this is where they say they need to be a different color. Well, guess what? I got another bag, baby. And not only do I have another bag, I got another ball that matches. So now I have 2 bags and 2 balls, right? The yellow bag ball and the green bag ball. And of course, I miscall these in terms of their colors. All sorts of things are going crazy. But ultimately, what happens is, after a whole bunch of false starts and a whole bunch of me finding ways to create comedy and balls bouncing all over the room, eventually, we do find the yellow ball in the green bag and the green ball inside the yellow bag. And that's just done with a little bit of doubles and presetting, and as you're putting things in, you can conceal things, and as you take things out, you can conceal things, and you can show the bag empty. It's not rocket science, all right? However, from beginning to end, from the moment that I introduce this box to the moment that we have successfully transferred the green and the yellow balls, guess what? That's 12 minutes. That's 12 minutes. It's the core of my show, frankly, as Mr. B. I do all sorts of other things that are fun and I, that are 5 or 6 minute sequences. But as this 12-minute sequence, it's literally the core of my show. And it's so much fun. So, what do I lose? I lose getting kids up on stage with me. That's what I've lost. But you know what? A lot of us have lost that right now anyway. What else have I lost? I've lost that magical moment where things actually happen in their hands. But that happens to 1 kid at a time. Maybe it happens to 2. What I'm getting now, especially while things are bouncing all over the room and they're yelling, change the color, they get to problem solve together. As an educator, I care about that, right? It's activating the creative energies of their brains. And that's something that I care about. It also means that I get to run around like a maniac. It means that I get to use, the 3-inch balls. These are large. These are large. These are large and bright. These can play on any stage, man. Any stage. You can play Madison Square Garden with these, all right? And it allows me to work virtually. And the kids are still yelling and screaming and working together and having a great time to figure out what's going on, what's inside. They have agency. They have control. And it's super, super fun. So I hope that this is of use to you. I don't want you to take my routine, exactly. But if you can start to think about what you have, what you think you can't perform anymore, or ways that you can take what you already have to make them fun, make them safe, keep them vibrant, keep your show going, that's all I want for all of us, all right? So next week, hopefully I'll get to make another one of these next week because I'm back in school. I'm a college professor and students are emailing me and all sorts of things are happening. But what I would love to do is I would love to go over some of the creativity tools that I have learned and taught as a teacher who teaches creativity and innovation classes for artists. And I've learned some great techniques that go back, a significant, I can't talk today, a significant number of years, but they are worthwhile, I think. And if you want to take your work to the next level, be a little more creative, be a little more original, that might be for you. Like, subscribe, and check me out. Brian Foley, Valley Variety, vvphx.com. All right, I'm going to edit this video, get it up, and then go grade some papers. Bye!